Hey, what's up everyone? We are back with another Ask Olive video, and this time it's going to be a bit of a heated one here, so it should be quite a bit of fun. But we got this request here from Priya who asks, can you please explain why you prefer long-term investing instead of trading short-term? Did you ever try technical analysis or day trading? If not, why? Just curious, thank you, love the channel. Of course, you're very welcome, Priya, and thank you for that nice comment and for the support. It means a lot to me. Now, yeah, this question here does make a lot of sense because I say this very frequently on my channel that I'm all about long-term investing. I think it's a million times easier than short-term trading, and it's not even close. Now, I'm not looking to disparage or mock anyone's views on this. I think if short-term trading works for you, then that's awesome. I'm super happy for you, and I think you should stick to whatever strategy fits you best. And even though it's very rare, I too have to sometimes make a short-term move if my feelings about a company and its stock changes sooner than I anticipated. And I've even done a little bit of swing trading too in the past when it was just so incredibly obvious that a particular stock was constantly shooting up and down within a certain range, and I just felt like it was worth gambling a little bit on. It was a little bit funner than going to a casino, and by using some technical analysis, I also felt that it was a little bit safer as well. But for the most part, I almost always stick exclusively to investing in stocks for many years, if not decades, focusing on a company's business, their fundamentals, and the stock's valuation, whereas short-term traders move in and out of stock positions within months, weeks, or even in the same day, and that is something that I'm strongly against myself. Day trading based solely on technical analysis, that's something that I almost always avoid. And I'll give you a few reasons why in this video. Now do just keep in mind though that this is my own opinion. I'm not saying that I'm 100% right or that there isn't a lot of gray area in much of the stuff that we'll be talking about today without, a lot of exceptions and stuff like that too. But as a stock market YouTuber, I just feel that it is really important for me to be honest and transparent with you guys about my own views and biases. And that's why I like this question here, because if you are going to be watching my videos, then you should know more about me, myself, and my personal opinions. So let's go ahead and dive into them. All right, now the first thing I want to say is that the vast majority of short-term traders actually lose money in the stock market. And that's actually not just my own opinion. It's a known fact based on virtually every study that's been done by researchers. In fact, some have shown that as much as 97% of day traders actually lose money in the stock market, with only 1% ever being profitable. 97%, guys, even if that number is wildly exaggerated and it's really like 90% or 80% or even 70%, that is still an insanely high number. And it means that the average person watching this video right here, if you're a day trader, well, it's extremely likely that you generally lose money in the stock market, which that alone should tell you something about whether this is a legitimate form of generating income and building wealth from stocks, or if it's more likely to be a bit of a scam. Which brings me to my next reason, and that's that so much of it really is a bit of a scam here. Guys, it's no coincidence that the richest people in the world have been long-term investors and not short-term traders. Elon Musk, Warren Buffett, Jeff Bezos. Guys like that usually build up companies over many years, holding stock in them, and eventually reap the rewards, or invest in other companies and benefit from them that way too. Many also collect great dividends. Warren Buffett is a great example of that. He collects gigantic dividends from stocks that he's held on to for many, many decades. Now, you think you'll see similar gains here with short-term trading? Well, it's not very likely. I mean, something like Nvidia rising by over 20,000% in the past 5 years, or Amazon or Google or Tesla, or any number of amazing performing stocks that rise by gigantic amounts. It's entirely different when all you do is trade in and out of stocks, making tiny profits wherever you can, which again, over 90% of people can't even do that successfully. But hey, maybe you're that special person that can break the trend. After all, it's what all the trading gurus tell you online, right? Look at some of these videos here that even reference some of the same loss percentages that we're talking about. Here's a couple different channels saying the same thing. 97% of traders lose money, but here's how you can win. Here's a few others. Why 95% of people lose money trading, but how you can stop losing money. Again, because you're so special, right? 95% of traders making this one simple mistake. No big deal, guys. Just fix that one mistake and you'll be good. 90% of traders lose. Gotta watch this now. And these guys actually reverse the statistics here, saying 97% success rate, probably trying to hack the algorithm or something, but they say discover the day trading strategy that achieved 97% gains, 97% win rate trading strategy. See, guys, it's the opposite. You'll actually win almost 100% of the time. 97% win rate, super simple strategy. It's so simple, guys. You just got to follow their special strategies. And by the way, these are some of the least scammy ones out there. There's so many that'll say things like become a millionaire day trading, or sign up for my course and become rich, or do this one simple trick or hack to make money, and many more exist out there just like that. But guys, if it really was that easy, do you really think all of these people would be wasting their time trying to sell you a product? It's how pyramid schemes work, right? You sell down to the poor people that don't know any better, promising them that they'll become rich by doing something that you don't even do yourself. You just sell the magic formula. But if it really was so effective, these people would be spending all of their time doing it themselves. And before someone else says, well, they're rich, so it must have worked for them. No, they're rich because they sold you a product, not because they're doing it themselves, not because they're having so much amazing success trading stocks, short-term, day trading, technical analysis, whatever else is out there. And look, once I see all of their financial records and their tax returns, then maybe I'll start to believe them that they became rich by constantly trading in and out of stocks. But until then, they're just going to be scam artists to me, in my view. And it's really no different than how a casino operates. The owners don't make their money gambling on the casino floor with the rest of us. They make their money from us gambling our money. And guess what happens to us in the casino? The majority of the time, you walk into a casino, you're going to be walking out with less money than you walked in. And in my opinion, short-term stock trading and stock gambling is kind of similar. Now, again, that's not to say that it never works. And just like a casino, sometimes people do get lucky and win. And some people are also better than others, right? Of course, you have your slot machines where it's just pure luck, but you also have the poker tables where if you sit down there, you're going to find some players that are much better than others and have much higher success rate and more experience and all that kind of stuff. And I think stock trading can be similar there. Some people have really mastered technical analysis and use a full array of tools and charts like moving averages and volume for trends, RSI to identify trend reversals, other oscillators like the Bollinger Bands for volatility, lots of different things that are available for traders to increase their odds of success as much as possible. But in general, long-term investing is always going to be much safer and more reliable. And I know much of this will be anecdotal, but I'm a stock market YouTuber myself. I spend every single day in the world of stocks, and in my entire life, I can tell you that I have not once have I ever met a successful short-term trader. I'm sure they're out there. I'm sure that they exist somewhere. And I've had many friends and acquaintances and even family members tell me that they were having so much success with it that they wanted to do it full time and maybe even quit their jobs. But guess what? Not a single one of those people, at least that I've come across, is a full-time trader today. They sure as heck are not rich, and when I check back with them and ask how it's going and ask if they were able to leave their jobs and do it full time, well, pretty much all of them have either told me straight up or at least hinted towards the fact that they ended up losing most, if not all, of their gains, and they no longer really do it. And the ones that do still do it, they do it mostly for fun. It's probably safer than most other methods of gambling. It's kind of similar to gambling in sports. Most people lose money, but some are better than others. And they might do relatively okay, but it's not a job replacement. It's probably not going to help them save a ton of money or build some kind of substantial wealth long term in any kind of reliable way. It's mostly just another form of gambling, at least in my opinion, which again, I'm not saying that you'll never win. And certainly the more technical analysis and advanced tools that you use, I think you can improve your odds substantially. But even then, you're still mostly just following a bunch of trends that are only right until they're not. Like, I've had so many people call me an idiot in the past for buying stocks like Amazon or Nvidia because they were so sure that it had a resistance at a certain level. Or I see the talking heads on CNBC all the time. They say this stock has support at this level, this stock has resistance at this level. Dude, if I had a nickel for every time that I heard them say, no way this stock will sink, below this support level, and the stock just goes right through it. Or they'll say, no way this stock will get past this resistance level, and it just goes right through it. Or even the opposite, right? Like they say this trend shows that it'll keep going down, and yet the stock just completely reverses course and they were just way off. And I'm just watching them, I'm thinking like, dude, you guys are so full of it. You're literally just gambling. You don't care what the valuation is. You don't care what the fundamentals are. If it's a good company, who the competitors are, what's the addressable market, what the long-term potential is. You don't care about any of that. You're just looking at a flock of birds flying in the sky and you're gambling on when they're going to change direction. But stocks are volatile, guys. They go up and down a lot in the short term. I've never been able to time the market myself. And again, I'm someone who lives in the stock world every single day, and even I can't do it successfully. But when you look at the market longer term, it tends to gradually go up. And as long as you're doing the hard work to pick good companies at reasonable prices, you're probably going to have success. I mean, shoot, you could really just buy the S&P 500 or the NASDAQ and use compound investing long term. You'll probably make a ton of money just from that investment alone. But in the shorter term, anything can and does happen. And it's what really makes it so much harder to predict. And it's why it's so difficult and why so many people lose money on it. You have to constantly watch the news. You have to analyze the charts. You have to look at all the price action, watch the volume, and good luck having a full-time job, by the way, on top of all of that, where your only trading windows are during peak working hours. And even then, you're having to make a huge amount of trades, by the way, just to better your odds of winning, which means you get hit with extra fees because you trade way more than the long-term investors. You get taxed way more than them too, by the way. And they also, long-term investors also get the benefit of using other methods like IRAs to reduce their taxes even further, but you don't have access to any of that. So you have to be even more profitable than them because you have all of these fees and taxes eating away at your profits. And that's what just makes it the whole thing so much harder. And it's why it's estimated that like 75% of day traders quit within the first 2 years. And it's no surprise why. It's very difficult. And look, even then, let's assume that you're that special 1 or 2% of people that is actually, really good at predicting short-term price movements. You're like a fortune teller. You can somehow time the market. Everyone says you can't time the market. Everyone says that, right? It's impossible to time the market. Okay, let's say you're special. You can actually time the market. You're really good at it. Well, even then, you're now having to compete with some of the best, most advanced algorithms and robots and supercomputers in the world that are owned by the ultra wealthy and the giant hedge funds that are what actually moves the market in all these different directions every day. And you likely don't have access to any of those things that they have. So the level that you have to be just so amazingly good at this to make it really worth your valuable time is just so damn high when you could have been doing something else like building up a business or working your way up in a career while also investing long-term on great stocks and great dividends that are proven to absolutely build wealth over time. All the richest people do it. They all invest. They don't really gamble. That's usually how they lose their wealth and their money, right? It's when they get addicted to gambling. Every sports star, Hollywood actor, lottery winner, how do so many of those people lose their wealth? It's not by making good investments. It's usually by gambling and spending their money carelessly. It's the lack of investing, actually, that usually ends up bankrupting them. So look, these are all just kind of off the top of my head feelings and opinions. I'm not saying that I'm right. I respect all of your different views, and you should absolutely do what is best for you. But I'm just saying that for me, I sleep so much better at night, guys, just investing long-term into a well-diversified portfolio of great companies, great dividend stocks too. And I enjoy seeing my wealth rise over the years rather than gambling it, hoping that I get super lucky and don't actually lose all of my savings. But anyway, those are just my thoughts, guys. I would love to hear your thoughts down below. Let me know if you agree or disagree with anything I said. Hey, all views are welcome on this channel. I'd love to hear your opinions and we can have a fun discussion. But anyway, thanks again for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed the video for whatever it's worth. Maybe you got some value out of it. Maybe you got some entertainment. I just hope you enjoyed it. But I will catch you in the next one, my friends. I hope you're all doing well with whatever you do in the stock market. I will catch you in the next one. All right, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.